as People's Assembly, we will protect our county governments from the predations of the Jubilee administration that are already manifest. We will reflect on the politics of exclusion and ethnic dominance. Following our deliberations today, we have resolved as follows. 1. To affirm that we do not recognize the October 26 presidential election and to declare that as per Article 1 of the Constitution, we have not individually and collectively delegated our sovereignty to Uhuru Kenyatta. In this regard, we call upon our members of parliament not to participate in vetting Uhuru Kenyatta's cabinet and other appointments. 2. To urge Kenyans to ignore the despotic coronation of Uhuru Kenyatta on Tuesday, 28th November 2017, and instead join us in person at Jacaranda Grounds, Nairobi, or in spirit to mourn the lives of our dearly departed men, women, and children who have paid the highest price for exercising their basic constitutionally guaranteed right of political dissent through peaceful protest. 3. To assert Article 1 of the Constitution that the right of citizens to exercise their sovereignty at the county level is not subject to supervision or veto by the national government. 4. To hold the inaugural convention of the People's Assembly in the month of December 2017. And 5. To assert that we recognize Raila Amolo Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka as the legitimate president, deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, respectively, and as sovereign people commit ourselves to see to it that they assume office. We embark on our journey of restoring democracy, just government, and legitimate leadership, inspired by the words of the Constitution of the U.S. state of America, and I quote, "Whenever the ends of government are perverted and public liberty manifestly endangered and all other means of redress are ineffectual, the people may, and of right, ought to reform the old or establish a new government. The doctrine of non-resistance against arbitrary power and oppression is absurd, slavish, and destructive of the good and happiness of mankind." End of quote, and end of statement. Asante.
Kuna maswali?
Yes, sir. Clarification.
Say you are media house.
My name is Duncan Hamba.
Sorry, you are beaten up, so you can.
My name is Duncan Hamba from KTN. Maybe we start from a clarification of resolution number 5, which states that if I got it right, that we recognize that Odinga Kalonzo Musyoka as the duly elected and the must be installed. There's this talk that wakiapisha tunaapisha, that mantra has been around. What does that resolution mean, or when you say that they must be recognized as duly elected and they must assume power? Maybe you could just clarify that.
I think the position here is that we know that on the 8th of August, the results that Kenyans voted for but were denied was that Raila Amolo Odinga was the winner of that election and Kalonzo was his running mate. They won that election. And indeed, the Supreme Court annulled the purported victory on the other side of the 1st of September. That is our position. We maintain that position. And let us also make it very clear that what we have done and what we do will always be within the framework of the Constitution. That is our position. So I will not want to deal with any rumors out there, but I want to be very specific and say that NASA will do what it takes, but do it constitutionally.
On the 28th, that is next week,
I think we've been very clear that since yesterday, our announced himself on this. He has said there shall be a memorial service at the Jacaranda Gardens in honor of the more than 28 victims who lost their lives out of police brutality. That is what it means, and it means nothing else.
How do you respond to running a parallel government? As you say that Raila Odinga and the why do the election should assume office? Those who say that is actually treasonable.
It is not. There's nothing that has been done that is treasonable here. Those people who want to go to Kasarani will go to Kasarani. And the rights of those who want to be in Jacaranda must also be protected in the Constitution.
On pillar number 4, the inaugural convention in December on People's Assembly. There's early December and mid-December where we have Jamhuri and the tail end where we have the Christmas. What time are we looking at?
It's a detail that will be communicated at an appropriate time. Thank you.
That sun is hot.
Well, very well. That's just a press conference address by the NASA leadership led by Raila Amolo Odinga, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, Johnson Muthama, Senator James Orengo, amongst other governors, senators, members of parliament and leadership of county assemblies. One of the highlights of this congregation here today is that the inaugural People Assembly is going to happen very soon. That is amongst within the first days of next month, which is December. And that on Tuesday there will be a gathering at the Jacaranda grounds to mourn those who are killed via police brutality. Musalia Mudavadi indicating that the rights of those who want to go to Kasarani should be respected, and the rights of those who want to go to Jacaranda be respected. I'm joined by Maanzoni Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. Thank you, Senator, for accepting to join us.
Yeah, asante sana.
Yeah, I just want you to, okay, my director is asking you to remove your resist hat, to resist your hat. Yeah. So for lighting purposes, we are not asking you to resist your resist hat. Yeah. Okay. So I just want you to speak to the constitutionalism of all this concept of People's Assembly. How well is it within the Constitution? How well grounded is it?
I want to thank you for allowing me to make this comment.
Right.
The first article of the Constitution, other than the preamble, is the recognition that the people of Kenya are sovereign and they are the owners of this country.
Right.
Secondly, therefore, the power that we, the elected leaders, exercise, we exercise on their behalf directly or indirectly.
Right.
And therefore the People's Assembly is anchored on Article 1, where the people of Kenya are allowed to therefore articulate their issues on their own, articulate their issues without any form of structure, articulate their issues as they please without any hindrance. That's the principle behind it. And therefore we, the elected leaders, are only exercising what is called delegated power.
Yeah. Has Maanzoni County passed this motion, and if not, when are they likely to do so?
Maanzoni was among the first eight counties to pass the People's Assembly motion unanimously.
Good.
We have already passed it. We are ready to take on the principles that are enunciated in the principle of the People's Assembly. We are from a legal perspective, and Maanzoni enjoys the privilege of having a governor who is a professor of law, a senator who is a qualified lawyer, and an MP, Maanzo, who is also a qualified lawyer.
Right.
We know what we are talking about, and we are telling to this country to rest easy, because we will follow the constitution that Kenyans passed.
Maybe just two other questions. There was concern earlier in the plenary that some quarters within government were saying that those counties that have passed this motion should not expect disbursements from national government, probably salaries of members of that county assembly that passed that motion should not expect salaries, emoluments, and other privileges. What is the position?
The position is as follows. The Constitution in Article 229 is very clear that once money is approved, as we have done, it should not be delayed or sent with deductions. And therefore, the fact that somebody has exercised their position in a debate or in a proceeding, if anybody is aggrieved by that proceeding, there's a procedure in the Constitution. But you cannot intimidate county assemblies by taking them to court to stop debate. It's a clear principle of separation of powers. Alternatively, telling them if you pass a motion, we will not send your emoluments. Or 3, we are going to stop you from getting funds. We want to tell national government to read the Constitution. You cannot interfere with shareable revenue. I'm already on the floor of the Senate said that the fact that counties have not been given funds up to now, particularly on critical infrastructure development kitty, that the government treasury is already in violation of the Constitution.
Lastly, Mheshimiwa, you are a lawyer. Some quarters are saying that in the latest ruling of the 26th of October, challenging the elections that are 26th of October, I know NASA did not file the petition, but did the Supreme Court act under duress? Was Maraga and company in their character?
The fact is that the environment under which they are operating under was and the environment where the threat had already been issued. It was supposed to be revisited. And therefore, the circumstances that led, first of all, you must begin from the point where the Supreme Court was unable to get quorum. Justice Maraga and the rest of the Supreme Court owe us an explanation as to why, during that critical juncture, they did not have quorum. But the fact is that they were operating under an environment which anybody, any ordinary Kenyan walking on the street would justify by saying they were acting under absolute and duress. That is the duress we are talking about. They were threatened. The Deputy Chief Justice driver was shot. You never know what else was done behind the curtains.
Lastly, Mheshimiwa, you're a national, like the fact that you're a senator for Maanzoni. A lot of young people look up to you as the leadership of the future, not just now. What will you tell young people, given that most of the victims of police brutality are actually young people, and many of them are asking the question, is there hope? Is there a way forward? Should they keep hoping?
First and foremost, I say that I'm extremely disappointed in the use of unnecessary force, the use of live bullets against ordinary Kenyans who want to either walk on the streets, they just want to have fun, as opposed to those people who want to exercise criminal activity. The people who fought for this country, the people who fought for the new constitution, the people who fought for independence never enjoyed that independence. The young people must understand that if their children must enjoy a country where you do not have people who are marginalized, where you do not have people who believe that their tribe cannot produce a president, must be able to persevere. We must persevere in all forms. Those people were intimidated in the independence struggle. The ones of the second liberation were also intimidated, some maimed, some like Matiba and others suffered measurably. But we are enjoying that, and therefore there is hope. Unlike the KCB tunnel, I want to say there is light beyond in this tunnel. This one has some light, and we were able to liberate this country to walk the journey where Machakos County, Makueni County, Wajir County, Tana River County, Marsabit County can say they are truly part of Kenya. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Senator. I also appreciate your choice of words, especially about the KCB tunnel. I think there was money at the end of that tunnel.
This one is light.
This one is light. Thank you very much, Senator, for giving us this interview. Very well, we are coming to you live from the Maanzoni Lodge, where the first mini assembly happened here, drawing leaders from all corners of this country. Some resolutions passed and read out. There's just a bit of consultation Then from here, this entourage will proceed to address a mini rally at Athi River and finally a final stopover at Mlolongo just to have an engagement with wananchi. Coming to you live from Maanzoni Lodge, reporting for NASA TV, I am Maanzoni.